Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Wind Waker HD. We're staring straight ahead at the entrance to Dragon Roost Cavern. Medli went in there in order to hopefully settle down the Great Spirit Valoo. Unfortunately, she's not exactly, as she said, bursting with confidence, so I think we should lend her a hand. Let's check it out. And thus begins dungeon number 1, Dragon Roost Cavern. I have a lot of interesting memories with this dungeon. Mostly because I don't know if you guys ever went to a store. It's in America, at least. I don't know how internationally present it is. I imagine it is, but I have no knowledge of these things. Called Best Buy. Electronics store, mostly music, you know, that sort of thing. They actually had a sort of a demo kiosk set up for video games, where it would have like a demo version of a game. And as you were playing that game, not only would you see it on a TV in front of you, but you would actually see it on a TV that was like big and giant and hanging from a ceiling so that everybody in the store could see it. And I went one time and they actually had a demo of this game. It was a specific demo version. It's interesting. I'd like to see one of those discs nowadays. That it had like a separate selection where like you could do a dungeon or you could do a boss fight, and both of them were the dungeon and boss fight from this game. So I actually got to play this and play through this entire dungeon, the demo version, and beat it from start to finish, as well as the boss on that big screen at Best Buy. So somebody somewhere is probably still alive that watched me beat this dungeon already. I don't know, just a weird little thing. Very specific memories you have. And it wouldn't have been that long ago. I mean, obviously I would have been old enough to still remember it pretty well. But anyway, enough of that. This is the first dungeon, so it is pretty simple. We can light the torches here to make chests appear. This is a basic introduction to a puzzle that we're going to see an awful lot of throughout this game, and that's going to give us a small key. You know how Zelda dungeons work. You solve puzzles, you get keys, you open locked doors. I mean, it's pretty much been that way forever and has been ever since. This little pot here, you may have noticed, it's not like some weird, I don't know, incense pot or something. This is actually a warp that we can't do anything with right now. In fact, I think if we jump in it, it'll just spin us back out. Yeah, so no real need to do anything with that there. A couple different pots are on here. This looks like to be a water pot. As you can see, it's got water inside it. We can throw it and it'll drop water everywhere. Not super useful. However, what I think is really cool is that the ground does actually stay a little bit wet for a second. You may have missed it, but we'll throw it just like here. And you can see this spot on the ground is actually slightly darker. It's kind of neat. I don't know, just a little effect. They didn't have to do it, but they did. So anyway, let's continue. This is the first dungeon, like I said, so most of the stuff is pretty straightforward. We can just kind of bash our way through here, and that'll let us get to this main chamber. This is pretty much the main hub. They like to do that in these types of dungeons. You can see it's vertical, different floors and all that. It's a Zelda dungeon, I'll tell you that. So, it's actually quite easy to find your way around. I mean, we can't go this way because it's locked, and there's really only one other way to go. There's a big boulder there, so especially this first dungeon is very linear for the most part. Pretty easy to figure out what you need to do. So I don't really understand this. This is not quite a puzzle because there's only one thing you can do, but it just makes it annoying to get across this ledge every time you want to do it, because you have to jump down there, then you usually overshoot the block and have to get back on it. It's just a giant pain, you know? Let's go here while the fire is down. Got some bats we can fight. These things are actually kind of annoying in this game when you don't have range, especially. Because they like to sort of sit up out of the way. Like, there's no way I could have hit that. There we go. So we got that one. And we got that one as well. And these bridges actually have strings that you can cut. We may actually not be able to on this one. Yep, there it goes. So if we cut all of these, the bridge will actually fall, which means we probably don't want to do that considering there's lava underneath. It looks really cool, though. I like the lava in this game. And, you know, they've always been good with sort of the making things distort effect, like the heat waves effect. That's always been really good in Zelda games as well. So let's go ahead and blow up the boulder that's in our path. Done plenty of this so far. Little chime, and we get to go. So this is going to be our first instance using these water jugs. As you can see, they give you a lot of them, so you've got plenty of room to screw up and mess around here. So we can grab one of these things, and if we want, throw it into the lava. That will create a little platform for us, which I imagine would still be very hot, but we're going to jump on it anyway. Well, that's actually kind of scary. All right. I didn't know if it would cause me to fall in the lava there or not. So that'll let us get to this treasure. which is the dungeon map. Pretty simple to get there. The Wii U gamepad, yeah, that thing I'm still not using. So 4 floors to this place, which is actually quite a lot for a beginning dungeon. But, you know, you can kind of even tell from this map, it's pretty linear. You know, obviously you're gonna come up that 1 floor staircase, go around, and then like maybe go to the right there in that one little room, or go straight down. That's kind of it. You know, you don't really have much choice. It all just connects together, especially this 4th floor is very simple. So, like I said, pretty easy to find your way around. Let's go and grab another one of these because our platform will have vanished. We can just throw it there. He does throw it a little bit far, so you don't want to be like exactly on the edge. Otherwise, I'm like really close there. I kind of don't like that. Oh, there's a thing. Yeah, so this is a new enemy. Well, at least that we've seen in this game. It's a Chew. You can kill it a couple ways. You can just slash it if you want, or we can do this cool counterattack. Nice. Do a little flip over him as he jumps. If you do that too early, he doesn't jump. You just kind of do a flip and kill him. It's also cool, but not as cool. So I like to wait for a minute. All right, let's continue. The only one way forward, like I said. We can't do anything with this. Well, he did. So thanks for that, I guess. So, you know, you can bait this guy to attack and go around him or everything, or you can just do this. You can see, you also may have noticed the stabs getting 2 hits in a row there. All right, nothing dropped. Let's see what's in the pots. And a ruby. Up to 450, nice and even. So we can also grab his sword here, and this will let us destroy the barrier in front of us. Can't do this with Link's normal sword. And I guess we can go ahead and climb up here. Oh, hello. I like to do that a lot, too. So 1 slash and these guys are down, so there's really no reason if you want to do the fancy counter just to feel good about yourself. I guess you can. These things are kind of new. I don't think they've ever happened in a Zelda game before, at least not one that I remember. The little orbs that drop whenever you defeat enemies, and they'll drop a bunch of stuff. In the HD version, they will always be guaranteed to sort of drop the material, quote-unquote, that comes from the enemy you got it from. In this case, the red Choo-Choo drops this red goo, so we can use that later, but not really for anything right now. Just another collectible we can use in the future. So let's go ahead and see what's behind this. Looks like there's a treasure chest. Swing. Let's throw it. I don't think we'll need it anymore. We might, though. And we get another key, of course. Alright, so no, we don't still need it, and unfortunately, I think well, we can't kill these with it. Yeah, giant sword. It's always a little bit fun. But yeah, like I think I mentioned before, you unfortunately, oh, look at that. Oh, thanks. Nice drop. You unfortunately cannot carry this between floors. He just drops it for some reason, so I don't know. Figured he'd be able to take it with him. Alright, so bombs here, you gotta be a little bit tricky. I think you are able to just, yeah, do that. I got hit though. Did I fall in the lava? Yep. That was a great image. He just like jumped up while it was not focused on him. He just kind of came up into the frame. Well, that worked. The other better way to do it is to take one of these and actually throw it at the bomb flower. See, that'll blow him up and drop a rupee down there. Oh, it's a heart floating down. And that'll blow up the bombs and let you avoid getting hit. All right, so now we're back to the start. That's it. We made a complete circle. Except now we have a key and can open this door. Okay, remember this for later. We can't do anything with it for now. Got some more Chews to kill. Whoop. Some more Chew jelly. Just stab them. Stab them. Pretty simple, very easy, basic enemies at this point. Break that open and kill this guy. Yeah, there we go. I thought I dropped some jelly. Want to make sure to get that. And these guys will drop joy pendants occasionally, but we haven't had much luck with that. Looks like we got another thick barrier. Can we? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is the other way to break them. They like introducing things slowly. We can actually light this stick on fire and then just throw it at this wood, and that will burn it up and let us access a switch. That'll open the door. Very simple puzzles. Just introducing you to the basic concepts of things you'll be expected to do. Wow, that's bright. Man, whew. This game is actually pretty good at that, too. When you spend a lot of time in, like, a dark cave, you know, where there's not a lot of lighting, and then you come out and it's just this bright blue skyline with the sun in the sky. Like, it actually does that thing where, like, man, my eyes kind of hurt a little bit. Alright, so, yeah, unfortunately, there's, like, a wood pole there that's blocking all of our attacks, but we still managed to get him. It is, I guess, theoretically possible to lure him onto that bridge and then cut it down so he drops to his death. Maybe a little bit funny, but also difficult. Here's a joy pendant. Alright, so don't just mindlessly climb up this ladder. It's nice that they actually mark the dangerous place by having it darker there from where the fire's been scorching it, so you don't have to try to judge that depth on your own. It'd be a little bit difficult, I think. Alright, so we've heard that weird groaning sound over and over. That's this bird. What I like to do is just block his strike, and that usually leaves him open for attack. I missed the second attack, though, so let's do it again. And he drops. So it doesn't look like that can drop a material called a golden feather, which we will need some of in the future, but didn't do it there. It's not super important for right now. We better just hang up against this wall here and wait for the fire to come back out. I like how his eyes just shift around as he's standing there. All right, now let's go. You could do this a little bit quicker. Like, what? That's just like some weird fire portal in the wall, too. I'm not sure, like, is it actually just fire inside of this rock? That's kind of strange. So, giant boulder we can't do anything with. We can, however, shimmy across here. I think it's also possible to climb up there and maybe sidle across like we did before, but I don't know. This is kind of cooler, right? So, some basic platforming to get up here. Get the bomb flower. It bounced. I wish those wouldn't bounce. It does that messes me up quite a lot, so we'll throw it from a little further back, a little more at an angle. There we go. Close enough. That was about right on the edge of where it could be, but we got the job done. And in we go. So this is a room that looks like it might have a, somewhat tricky puzzle. Got some blocked statues and everything here. Very simple. We'll pull out this one. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Didn't mean to jump down that far. So, pull out this one, pull out this one, and we're done. That's basically all I need to do. The entrance is right there. I guess if you were one of those people that really cared about symmetry, you could pull out the other one as well, but completely not necessary. Oh man, it's a rat. He bounced a lot there. That was a little weird. So what these guys will do, the King of Red Lions here is actually going to talk to us through our stone. Filthy thieving rats. Man, just generalize all these guys, right? Maybe one of them's cool. So if you spread bait near their nest, they may share the store of treasure. We don't have any bait. That's what I was trying to get before, that I was looking for a store, but we didn't find it, so we don't have it. Not a big deal. Basically, if these things hit you, they'll drop money. You'll drop your money, I mean. And you can just run around and pick it back up. It's not really a big deal, just kind of mildly annoying. So, locked door in front of us. Probably gonna have to do something with these and this fire along the way. So let's go ahead and just throw it across. Good arm. And we got 2 treasure chests. Man, there's just treasure everywhere. First one's got a compass. Nice. Now we can see where things are hidden. So that's our full view of the dungeon now. We can view the map and see everything on it, as well as where the boss is, where all the treasure chests are. Not going to worry about getting all of the treasure chests if they're not super important, like if they just have rupees and it's out of the way. I don't really care. I kind of just get the important stuff here. And this treasure chest is going to give us a key that'll let us get out. Oh, well, you could have just jumped. You didn't have to take the ladder and be proper about it. Back outside again, man. That noise. Every time you hear that noise, like, oh, there's an annoying bird somewhere. Oh, yeah, can't roll upstairs. You have to roll into them. So, hello. How's it going? So we have to walk. This bird, like, I don't know. I feel... That was also a pretty great shot right there. I feel pretty bad here. This bird is just sitting in its nest like it's got a key. It's its shiny thing. We're stealing this key from this bird. Like, he didn't do anything to us. And nope, I thought he might drop something and it would fall off the cliff there, but... well, now that we've successfully killed a harmless bird and took what it was guarding, let's head forward. So, yeah, more sticks and fire. If you see these two in combination, you know you're going to have to do something with it. So we can continue on here. There's some bats in this room. A lot of bats in this room, actually, that can be pretty difficult to kill without taking hits from at least one of them. See, they like to hover just above your sword range, so even if you do a vertical strike, like, see, they're just above the sword. Like, it's really annoying until you start getting some range. All right, well, treasure chest. I guess we can see what's in it. Can't be anything good because it's out in the open. Yeah, joy pendant. Why not? Guess we'll take the heart, get back up to full health. Burn our way forward. Just stand in the fire. That's definitely healthy. Light some torches. That'll open the door. Cool. I like throwing things. I don't like going through the door and dropping them. I've got to throw them with authority. Alright, so we're a little higher up now. It's sort of the main room. There's this interesting platform that's being roasted. I guess we could, I don't know, pop some popcorn on that platform or something. But as you can see, we're actually quite a bit ways up from, there's the entrance down there. Actually, I don't know, it's one of these doors. It's not worth looking around for. You may notice this, well, conveniently placed bomb flower. So this is one of the counterparts to that warp pot that we saw earlier on in the dungeon. So now if we want, we can actually hop in here. We don't need to do this right now, but I'll just show it. As you can see, we'll just drop right back in here. So I kind of wish you could just jump right back into that pot from that ledge. That would be nice. And we're back. So anytime you need to traverse quickly back to a different part of the dungeon, that's your way to do it. Pretty nice, actually. They don't give you any Furor's Wind equivalent, so, you know, I guess it's better than nothing. Pick up a few more rupees here and there. We're probably about to hit our max wallet, I'd imagine. All right, this room. So door seals behind us. There are enemies in it. You may guess we're gonna have to kill them all to continue. Thankfully, these guys, again, are super easy. Break these pots here. Try to do a spin attack. Doesn't always work. Hello. He's just sitting in a pot. Like, what was he doing? Why was he there? So we do actually have to kill all of the guys that are in pots as well. They count towards your total of having to kill everything to get out of the room. Most of them are pretty easy to find, though. And we've also got this pretty obvious torch setup down here. One lit torch, one unlit torch. Guess what we got to do? Nice. Grab the ladder. Get these. Got another rupee. Why not? There we go. Circle back around. And I think there is actually one in this pot, which we can get to by doing this. Oh, it just drops down. Okay, well, that was just a joy pendant. It's actually in that pot down there. So I guess we'll go ahead and do this first. Well, just throw it. Take this guy out. Like, why was this guy in a pot on a shelf? Like, what was he possibly doing in there? I have so many questions. So we'll pick this up, solve the obvious puzzle. Light the other torch. Treasure chest materializes. I like that effect. That cool kind of metallic reflective color that the Nintendo 64 liked to use a lot. Sort of a re-emergence there. It looks pretty cool. And this chart is going to give, this chart, I spoiled it before we even opened it. This chest is going to give us one of the 2 charts that we can actually find in this dungeon. Pretty much in place of finding heart pieces in dungeons like they normally do, they give you treasure charts, which often lead to heart pieces. So it's one step abstracted, but you know, it's the same sort of deal. And there are pretty much 2 in each dungeon, I think. I'm pretty sure that holds true. You know, in a lot of Zelda games, there's like 1 heart piece in each dungeon or something like that. So, all right, here we go. This is a bit of an interesting room. It's actually a little bit annoying to try to go through. So we're gonna just make a little bit of a platform here just for safety's sake. And what I like to do is kill this guy by counterattack. That's really the easiest way to kill them. You will, like, normally what they do is they, like, open their front pincers or whatever, and you'd have to slash their eye. If you do that a couple times, they'll actually, like, roll up into a ball, and then you have to kill them there. Sometimes you have to use the ball form to do something with, so obviously in that case you wouldn't want to use the counterattack, but in that situation, we just wanted to kill it so we can open our way forward. And I put that little platform there just in case, because he does a little backflip whenever you finish him with that counterattack. And it is possible to actually kill him with the counterattack and then just backflip into the lava, and then he respawns anyway, so, you know, don't want that to happen. Need to get over there. That looks pretty important. But, big lava pit in our way. Wonder if we'll use that for something. Also a big rock here, a couple of big rocks. Thankfully there's a bomb flower nearby. Blow up this one first. And that's another warp pot, so we can quickly get back here in the future. Then we'll pick up the other bomb flower. There we go, and that opens the door to get out. So that's pretty much our ultimate objective. If we take a look at the map, we can also see that that's where the boss is. We also don't have a boss key yet, which yes, there is one of those as well. So, you know, we gotta wait for multiple reasons, not the least of which being we can't get over there right now. Oh, hey, look, it's the Peak. Yeah, he looks pretty upset, if I had to guess. Some more of these little weird hook things. Looks like we're up in the clouds now. This is kind of neat, actually. I like the way this looks. Not quite sure why the clouds are just sort of rising up, but hey, that works. We're up above everything. Can't actually see all the way down. You can see that's actually that cloud swirl that we saw on the way in, so we're pretty high up there. Oh, those were falling. I was trying to figure out what that noise was. Oh, man, that was a long fall. I was trying to figure out what that noise was. Like, did something glitch? Because it sounded really weird on my end. But no, these stairs were actually falling behind us. So you just need to keep moving here. My mistake. Yeah, so obviously our way back is now blocked. I guess that was a clever way to do it, although I ended up looking like an idiot. Falling there once, but we'll be all right. Oh, well, been captured. Of course you have, right? What would happen if we hadn't come up here? So, a couple of guys, these guys have shields in order to look tougher, but they are pretty much exactly the same. I think they have a little more health, actually. So, a couple more hits, how much you knock them down once. I want to see if I can, like, I want to hit this guy with a pot. Yes! Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, joy pendant. Oh, well, it's not important. We will actually be getting plenty of those soon. All right, new enemy. I actually like this enemy quite a lot. I think this guy is fun to fight. So there's a strategy to this, which I'll kind of play this out a little bit so you can see. As you can see, there's a counter attack there that you want to take advantage of. A lot of times he will do a different attack. Let's see. Yeah, that little poke. So I like to sit here and just guard those, wait for a counter, and then that'll let you knock him down. Now, if you're too close, you can see he'll try to uppercut you, so you want to be guarding for that or just, you know, stay a little further away as he's getting up. There we go. And we can just keep hitting him and take him down. That's the way I like to do it. I think it's a fun little chess match type battle. You have to guard the pokes and then wait for a big slash that you can counter. I think that's really fun, actually. So, hello. I mean, you can leave now. You don't have to stand in the gateway. Oh, what'd you find out? Some creature is doing awful things to his tail. All right. What kind of awful things is he doing? Maybe he should just, like, not hang his tail down the hole that he can't see. Like, just, you know, pull it out. Like, it's pretty easy to fix. All right, sounds good. I'll take it from here. So we can use this to get out of here. It's what she used to get this far. It's a device that we used before we evolved wings. Valoo, we're trying to have a conversation here, okay? So she's gonna give us the grappling hook. This is our dungeon item. Again, it's a Zelda game, you know how that works. So we can set it to one of our buttons. Press that button to aim. Use this item to latch onto anything with a "huh" on it. Use it to haul things up from the seafloor. Yeah, one step at a time, all right? So she's gonna show us how to do it. You know, obviously it comes with a little bit of a tutorial. So let's go ahead and equip that thing. It's gonna be on this screen. And we'll just, I recommend setting it to, at least when you're using like the controller and trying to aim with the stick, I recommend setting it to R for a reason that you'll soon see. If we, actually I'm gonna set it to something else just so we can see why I recommend that. So, I'm just gonna say we can grab this branch with the grappling hook, we can swing over. Will do. So if we set it to Y, all right, so in order to keep it out, as soon as you release Y, it's going to go. And that's the way I usually like to do it. Theoretically, you could just tap it and now I can move around and then just tap again whenever I want to use it. But if you hold it, like now I can't move the right stick because my thumb is, so I have to like use my index finger. So what I like to do is actually just set it to R, anything like this that you need to aim, so that way you can just hold the index finger and then use the thumb and then release it. That's the quickest way I found to use it. It's also, there's an option if you're using the Wii U gamepad to use what are called the gyroscope controls. So you can essentially like rotate the gamepad itself, and its accelerometers and all that will cause your aiming reticle to move. So I think that's the way they kind of intended for it. But they wanted to make me hold it with a button with my thumb and then also use the stick with my thumb. So a little bit of competing resources there. All right, so we could actually go back and go into that boss door, but we can't do anything with it yet because, again, we don't have a boss key, so I guess we can just continue down this little path here. The grappling hook is pretty fun. I like it quite a bit. It's fun to swing back and forth. We can do other things. We can actually stop our swing and adjust ourselves, but we'll have to do that at some point, so we might as well just, you know, talk about it then and not worry about it right now. All right, back into the dark cavern. This guy likes to just fall off the side of the bridge. He almost did there. He does it a lot, though. He may not this time. Okay, well, I'm not gonna wait, but a lot of the time, there he goes. He'll just fall off the side of the bridge. He usually gets, yeah, he gets back up, but he loses his sword in the process. So, I don't know, this guy, I'm not sure why they put him on this bridge. Not necessarily a native habitat for him, but... So, gotta take care of the guy that comes out of the pot. These guys just love hiding in pots. So we kill them both and a chest will appear down below. This chest is, I think it's just a joy pendant. I don't think it's mandatory, but, you know, it's something. So here we actually want to get down below because there's really nothing we can do right now. So this is where you need to know that you can actually cut the ropes of this bridge. So if we cut this, and we'll cut this for good measure. No, it's just here. I don't know what was holding it up for so long. That'll let us drop down, and we can get this chest now. You also see there's a little lava flow there that we can use to get back up when we need to. Yep, just a joy pendant. Might as well grab it, I guess. Whoop. Don't want to walk into the lava there. Okay, so we should be, yeah, looks like we are back out in the... Excuse me? Really? I've never seen that happen before. Wow. That's always the way it goes with these recordings, right? I've played this game a handful of times, and oh man, I've never seen that happen before. I don't know what it is. So now we can get up to this little roasted platform. Don't worry, you don't get hurt by standing on it while the lava's on or anything. So we can stand in the middle here and chop these off. Well, that... Oh man. That didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Sometimes it just doesn't. Spin attack needs to be just a little bit larger area. So let's make sure, we'll use this little spiral as a diagram here. We'll just stand right in the middle of it. There we go. Now the platform is detached, so as soon as the lava flow goes back down, there we go. Then we can actually access a new area. Now, before we do this, though, I actually want to get back there. So you can either do it while it's going up or while it's dropping. It's probably better to do it while it's dropping, yeah, because I went a little too far there. You don't have to make this jump. You could just go back and use the warp pots to get back there, but it's actually, I could actually just jump down there as well, but it's the same kind of jump. So let's just wait for this to come back, and we'll angle ourselves appropriately. Nope, missed it again. All right, I've missed this a few too many times. My health is actually starting to get low to the point where it's starting to chime at me. So we'll ignore that for the time being. Like I said, you can just use the warp pots to get back to where we want to go. So I will just ignore this for the time being, and we'll use a warp pot whenever we see one. It doesn't have to be done right now. So let's go ahead and just continue forward this time. I like these little, I don't know who built these things, but I like these little platforms. Also, now that our health is down to, you know, half. He just looks like really, he kind of looks more suspicious of everyone than he looks tired to me. I don't know, something about the shifty eyes, I guess. So unfortunately, we do have to deal with a light chime. Thankfully, it's not too annoying. But, well, locked door here, so we can actually do something with this. If we look up, we can see there's this conveniently placed handle here. If we swing out on it, it'll actually pull down. As we're still swinging back and forth. And we can jump back. So we did attract the attention of the bat, which we can safely ignore. This is not going to do anything with it. Sorry, a keys. That's what they're called in this game. So this is the first time, when I was a kid, this actually threw me for a loop a little bit because they actually never explained this in terms of what you need to do. So we can hop across here, but when we do that, well, this doesn't really get us anything. We need to get over there. So I used to think like, okay, I've got to stand over here and then like try to aim. Well, no, that's not going to work. So what you actually have to do is grab back onto this thing. And if we hold the ZR button, that will actually let us stop. And then at this point we can turn ourselves and now we can swing back and forth this way. So I don't think they ever explain that to you at any point. It's kind of a missed opportunity there. But now we get some momentum and we can hop across to the other side. I'm hoping there's some hearts in here so we can get off this low health. There we go. And things will just be normal again. So let's hop across. Use our grappling hook again. And off we go. Another heart? Yeah, full health. Not hard to do when you've got 3 hearts, admittedly, but we are there. So this is also the first time we're going to have to do something a little bit different with those guys that I just counter-killed before. So if we hop on this switch, we can see that we'll actually lower the flames, but as soon as we get off of it, the flames come back. So obviously we're going to have to find something to stick on there. No boxes we can push, but there are these guys that keep spawning. So what we have to do is actually just hit this guy normally a couple times. As you can see, that'll roll him up into a ball. We can then pick him up at this point, which is a little bit gross, but that's what you got to do. Drop it on the button, and then open the chest. And like I said before, you cannot do that if you counter kill them, because it will just kill them instantly, and then you won't be able to use their, I don't know, body to hold down the switch. So we get the big key from this chest. It was a very special looking chest after all. And now that's it. So basically we just need to go back at this point. So it's a little bit of backtracking. A fire keys to spawn in front of us, so just take it out. I think there's another one later on. Back on here. Yep, another fire keys. Get over here. I think we can actually use the grappling hook to kill these guys. You don't want to do it unless you're Z targeting though. Because trying to do that in first-person mode would be an absolute nightmare. So let's hop up here, and this is also a case where we will need to actually raise ourselves a bit. We can do that too. If we're still holding ZR, we can hit up, and that will shorten the length of rope that we have, or we can slide back down. So we'll need to get that in order to get to the elevated platform here. Swing back and forth again. And there we go. All right, so now we need to find our way. Let's go ahead and I guess we can take care of these guys since they're here. Whoa, frame rate a little bit. Get that ruby. All right, so now we can basically just continue on our way back. I think we're gonna have to backtrack now that we have the big key. Essentially, our objective is to go into that the big locked boss door that we saw before. There is a warp pod in there, so we can actually use that to go back and get what I was trying to get before. Or I could try that jump one more time now that we have more health. I'd really like to get it. Like I said, it's not necessary to do. We can just use the warp pods, but... There we go. That should get it. Nice. All right, so we hop back here this time. The rocks are falling again. This keeps happening. I don't like this. So we're going to actually just make our way back across. We'll ignore the keys because it's not going to do anything. This is what I mean about going back across that platform. So you overshoot the block, so you have to go back, climb up on it, jump across. Well, nope, that didn't work because I got to get more speed. So we have to run to this side of the block. Nope, don't hop across. Like, why is this there? Just make that a solid platform. All right, so we're going to actually go back into this door here. This is the one that we unlocked with the key the first time around. And this time if we head to the right, we can see that this is a grappling hook point in front of us. Remember, I told you to keep this in mind for later. Well, it's later. Actually, we need to keep going a little bit. Here we come. So we can hop across. Do that in one smooth motion. That's always fun. Open the chest on the other side. And that'll get us our second treasure chart in the dungeon. So that takes care of all the collectible stuff we need to get. Swing back across. And back out. So now we just need to get back to the warp pot because we can actually use that to take us back to the boss door room since we did open that up. So we'll ignore those guys. And there we go. I think we're going to have to cycle through a couple here. It's going to take us to that blue one first, yeah. Or purple, or whatever color that ends up being. Indigo. Whoa, that was such a good shot. Look at that. Man, that's like 1 in a million right there. Where's that gonna put us? Okay, back up here. I wasn't quite sure. This fire keys just like spawns out of midair. That's really weird. Alright, so anyway, now, wow, that was certainly an adventure. Again, that's never happened before. How many times are we gonna say that? So I think some of these skulls might have arts in them. Not important, we'll get a health refill here in a bit. So now we can grapple across. And get over here, and this is basically it for the dungeon. Go ahead and kill this thing. It's a little weird to do this on an elevated. There we go. I'm glad he got off this there. Hey, you, over here, dude. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to fight. I don't know, that's weird. We can open the chests on either side here. I don't think there's anything too important. Yellow rupee, I guess. Up to 500. Okay, I'll take the hit. Open the chest while it's on. We get a Knight's Crest. This is the first one of these we've seen. It's just another collectible. Again, we can't really do anything with them right now, so don't worry about it. So, yeah, here's some health. Some more health on the other side. Oh, Joy Pendant, I guess we'll take it. And Fairy. Grab it in the bottle, you know what to do. Imprison it. It looks even worse now because it has like a human face. At least in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, they were just like a little light orb. But this, it's clearly sad. Look at that. It wants out. You're not giving it any air? Like, man, we're terrible people. We'll just use this one to refill our health. Because we only have one bottle, so not much good to have another one. Alright, definitely a boss arena. I think if we look up, yep, we can see this is actually the room where Valu's tail is hanging down. I guess he likes to keep his tail warm. I don't know. Maybe that would be comfortable. I don't know what it's like to have a tail. Oh, a little frame ratey again. Whoa, check that thing out. Oh, man. Hi. Alright, so we can't really do anything to this thing as is. It's got some pretty protective armor on right now. So what we actually need to do is get our grappling hook out. You may have figured, yes, we need to use the dungeon item on the dungeon boss. That's generally how it works again. We can actually grab onto his tail there. He's a little bit confused, as I imagine he would be. We can swing across. And when we do that, he's going to kind of shake his tail around. Drops a rock on his head. And the armor cracks a little bit. So, as you may have guessed, we're going to have to do this a couple times. He's going to sink down into the lava and put it back up there. I don't know why. You imagine he'd just leave it in the lava, because like obviously that's what I just used to hurt you. So the tail doesn't come back down immediately. We have to wait a bit. There we go. Whoop. He tried to hit me there. I managed to sidestep. Swing back across. It is possible to land on those upper ledges, but there's really no reason to. There's probably health in those pots, but I mean, there's no reason to aim for them. There are also pots on the ground floor if you really need them. Quite a few, in fact. It's pretty neat looking, though, I'll admit. Alright, so let's get ready to go again. These fire things coming out can actually hit you as well. Sometimes you'll take damage and not realize what it's from, but it is actually from those. The little kind of fire pellets that spray out whenever he brings the rock back down with him. So as is traditional with the Zelda series, the magic number is 3. 3 shots and that'll break his armor. He's not done, however. He does have a second form. Now we're going to basically fight him for real. So let's, yeah, he's going to block off the arena. We'll just bring him in. There we go. Some good sword hits. That's what I'm looking for. Getting close again. If you let him, you know, hang out for too long, though, he'll shoot you with some laser or something. I don't know. Not important. Hit him with grappling hook. Bring him in. Slash his eye with the sword a few times. He's done. Man, it's a good thing you were standing very slightly to the right there, huh? That thing falls on him and he dies at the end. Like, oh man. Let's get completely spoil the victory. So that also causes the lava to cool, and now Valoo should have no more problems with weird bug things bothering his tail. Hopefully that'll make him a little bit more agreeable as well. Heart container, let's pick it up. I'm tired of being at 3 hearts. Cool, so now we're up to 4. We can get some rupees around the place if we really want to. Yep, 500 is our max. As you can see, we're not picking up any more. So that's that. Hop into the weird wind portal thing. And off we go. And we're back. Looks like we did it. Everything's cleared up. Cloud Sparrow. Okay. Now say you're sorry, Komali. Yeah, it's alright, buddy. I get it, you know, you gotta go up to this raging dragon monster and hope he'll just give you some scales so you can fly. Like, going through that place, man, that'd be a little intimidating, so I guess I can't blame you. So he's gonna give us whatever that thing is, his sparkly ball. Giving you the thing I value most will give me the courage I need to stand up to bad things. Well, alright, that's what helps. And we get Din's Pearl. Turns out that's what we were looking for all along. This is the gem the Ritos claim was passed down from the great goddess. Hey, buddy. So he's grateful to us. So Valoo is actually speaking to us here. This is one of the biggest changes that happens during the second quest. What normally happens when you're playing through this game the first time is that this scene is just a bunch of Hylian runes. It's essentially a language that's indecipherable to you. So this will just show up as a bunch of symbols and you'd have no idea what it says, but because we're playing through it again, it's actually translated. This will lead to some spoilers later on, but you know, when it comes to that, I'll do what needs to be done. I know how to edit things, so it's not a big deal. So normally Medli would pronounce it here and said, "You're the wind god's wind?" So you use the wind god's wind, so you know, she would sort of relay to you what he's saying. But because we're playing through the second quest here, we can actually see what he's saying. So it's kind of an interesting take, I think. So I wonder if it was talking about has anything to do with the wind shrine through the tunnel. And he also names us a true hero. Yeah, you know, the important bit. All right, you do it, buddy. Best pair of wings ever. All right. Sure thing. I'll be back. Don't worry. All right, so that's that. Before we go, I actually want to hop in here real quick now that this shop is around and my wallet is full. So we'll just do this real quick and then we'll end it. So this is actually a shop ship. A customer. Welcome to Beetle Shop Ship. Yep, here's Beetle. Dealing pretty much anything and everything as long as it is related exclusively to bait. So if you have something you don't need, show it to me. He'll also pay rupees for our collectibles that we don't need. That's a way to get money, but it doesn't end up being that lucrative actually. So we can browse here and pick up a bait bag. Well, might as well. It's 20 rupees. Let's grab it. Get plenty of bait. And this convenient satchel has 8 pouches.
Thank you.
So he's going to give us a member's card. We buy lots of things, build up points. Something good will happen to you. The shop's kind to its customers. No, the shop will do this sort of thing, I'll have you know. All right. Now we have 1 point. Woo. You have to save up 30 points so we can earn a silver membership. I don't think we'll ever get there. So I'm going to buy a couple of these things. You can see this all-purpose bait, 3 servings of 30 rupees. That's 1 item slot in your bait bag, by the way. We also have a couple Huey pears, which we are going to pick up. A couple of these for now. We will end up actually needing more later, I think. But, yeah. Also, it said we can control seagulls with this. It's not important for the time being. We will see what it does once we get there. So, let's go ahead and just buy another one of these.
Thank you.
Thankfully, it's quicker this time because it doesn't have to tell us what it is. And then we're basically just going to fill up the rest of our bag with bait. We have enough money that we can just spend it here, and it's not a big deal. So it's got 3 portions. Now we have 4 points, and we're going to do this a number more times, so we'll skip forward a bit. Yep, so now we're out of money. I figured that was the last one because we were up to 9 points, and that's 9 things we bought. So now we can check out our items here and go to our bait bag, and we can see now we're full up on bait and a couple of Huey pears. I don't know, these things look distressed. They look like they're sweating, and he's like, oh no, I'm going to be eaten. I don't know, maybe it's just me. All right, so let's head out, and now that'll be where it is. This one ran actually quite a bit long. I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but I'll figure out something. If you're watching this now, I figured something out. So next time we need to head back there, see what he was talking about the wind god's wind. A little bit of a mystery. However, we'll just dry off in the meantime, and that will be that. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.